Hello there, this is your average Joe coming at you with a holiday special full of, well, ideas. Again, not doing a reaction video or anything like that. This is just this is a concept of mine that I have, and I've actually recorded this about 70 times now, and because every single time I don't like the way it turned out, I've deleted it and tried again, so maybe 71 we can get this right this time. Now, the thing is that I started coming up with a line of dialogue after I've been watching some videos that got me thinking about the actual solution to the problem that we have in our society when it comes to men and women, and why civilization is basically just killing itself right now. Let's be honest, we're very much past a point of no return. We've hit a few of those. It's checkpoint, you can't go back, for anyone that, did early 2000s or late 90s gaming, you remember those games that once you reach a certain point, you don't go back, you just keep going forward. So the brakes are effectively off of this train. The question becomes, how do we drive it to potentially avert just smashing into the ground? Falling off the cliff, going off of the rails. Well, here's my idea for a solution. I know it's radical, not just talking about things, but offering a solution to them. It starts with this. Step 1. Take away every legal law that favors women over men. Completely write gender out of them. Remove every single aspect of the law that causes women to have an overpowering, I guess just overpowering ability to just completely screw a man legally. Start with the divorce courts. And it goes something like this. Alimony, non-existent. Automatic child support to the mother, non-existent. Automatic custody to the mother, gone. 50-50 both ways. And here's how the whole divorce thing would work after. It's not just men now paying women because, oh, he put a ring on it, so he has to pay now. Oh, no. We're going to go a little bit more modern here. What you put in, you get back out. It's it. If you brought something into the relationship, you take the same thing out of it. She doesn't have access to your stuff, you don't have access to hers. And if you both bought something, if you can provide receipts and show who paid what for when and how, either you retain property of the item because you paid for it, or if you both paid for something, you get back what you sell it, and you get back the percentage that you paid, and she gets back the percentage she paid. So if you paid 60%, she paid 40%, you get 60% back, she gets 40% back. If she paid 90%, you paid 10%, you get 10% back, she gets 90% back. Input, output. Pure math, nothing else added to it. Absolute logic. There's not, no, well, she's a woman, she gets this, and you're a man, you get, no, it's, you get exactly what you did back out financially. And unless a parent can actually be proven to be actually unfit, no more automatically siding with the mother. It is, unless you can prove a parent to be unfit, which, by the way, is fairly, it's not difficult to do. It basically goes along something like this. Does the child suffer when they go with the parent? If yes, then their custody is reduced. If no, the parent retains custody. This is not about, well, who pays more for the children, or who does that? No, it's, if the child is having a good experience with the parent, there's no reason why they should be denied access to that parent just because they got divorced. Just because your marriage didn't work doesn't mean you being parents won't work. So there's that. That's step 1, is de-incentivize divorce. Why do I say de-incentivize divorce? Am I implying divorce is currently incentivized? Absolutely. Right now, there is a trend in the United States that has been prolific since the 1950s, since they went ahead and went no-fault divorce. Nobody's at fault for anything that goes on, and the woman gets whatever she wants out of it, in most cases. I've lived through a case where that wasn't the case. I've never been married. It was my parents that did this. But essentially, it's input-output. You get whatever it is you put in, you get back out. There's no more of this women attempting to get married to men in order to get items back out of them. No longer will women just have automatic access to a man's income for the rest of her life because they got married. Get rid of that. You want to fix the relationship between men and women? First place to start, marriage should just literally be about the union between a man and a woman, and that's it. Do they love each other, and do they get certain tax breaks for being married? I think that's a pretty fair bargain. Everything else, out the window, bud. You want to stop the welfare state? You de-incentivize divorce. You want to bring families back together? You want people to stop just getting married and actually take marriage seriously, and the divorce rates to just drop? De-incentivize divorce. So, because this is not a punish, like, the whole concept is, and I know that because I've actually had this discussion with someone, is the reason why they have certain things, certain stipulations in divorces with the way it functions as it is right now, is to prevent people from just getting married and going, I don't want this, and then get divorced without even trying. Well, here's the thing. That would work if both the man and the woman were punished. But the man is the only one that gets punished here, overwhelmingly so. In the few cases where women lose this fight, it's because they married down. It has nothing to do with the man. It means that they married a guy that was lower class than they were. And uh-oh, you got hit by your own lies. Darn feminists not thinking about that. But that's step one. You want people to take marriage seriously again. You want people to actually want to be a part of the relationship between each other again. You de-incentivize divorce. You de-incentivize getting split up after cohabitating. In fact, I would say cohabitation laws completely out the window. Like, that shouldn't even be on the table. So, and you essentially stop punishing men for, oh, you put a ring on it. What an idiot. 40% of your check, 50% of this, 50%. No. It's everything is what you put in, what you get back out, and that's it. Your marriage is your business. It has nothing to do with the government, and the law should not punish the man specifically, or even in some cases the woman, because they decided to get married. You want to really ruin families and really turn people off of getting married? Have them have 30 years of continuous, wow, everyone that gets divorced gets screwed. That's ridiculous. It's almost like it's a bad bargain or something. And it's the reason why I can say for a fact, I'm not going to ever get married. I don't care how much I love the girl. I'm not going to get married. It's not worth it. Because that's like basically, I'm going to buy a revolver, I'm going to fill it with 5 bullets and 1 blank, and play Russian roulette. That's a great way to, that's a really good analogy for what the divorce courts really currently look at. Is for a man, that's akin to it. For a woman, it's you buy a revolver, you fill the whole thing with blanks. And just the question becomes, how many times did you actually put the gun too close to your head when you pulled the trigger? That's when the pain starts. Otherwise, you're scot-free. You win the game almost automatically. The next thing is, so social responsibilities. Currently, the way our society is still built up is men are still given the social and cultural responsibility to essentially take care of and assist women and help them. But at the same time, women have absolutely no responsibility in most cases. Women have absolutely no social or cultural responsibilities that they're actually assigned for other than take care of children, which even then is not very much a responsibility of theirs anymore. It seems to be more or less the government is the one that's stepping up to take charge of that. And you find men that are still responsible for taking care of women, as we saw with there was an interesting little thing where when there was a guy who gave a woman CPR, saved her life, I do believe, and she is now suing him for raping her. But if he hadn't given her CPR, he would have been charged with basically manslaughter because he had the ability to save the woman's life, and he didn't. So it's a loaded gun. Do I get charged for rape because this woman's a crazy-ass feminist, or do I get charged for manslaughter because there was someone in need of help and I am certified and I should have been able to help them and I should have helped them, but I didn't? Well, in that situation, it's, oh, someone's having a heart attack. Is it a woman? Yeah. I'll be in the other room. Oh my god, I had no idea. You know, that's what's happening now. So in order to fix that entire nonsense as well, I have two options. The first one, if men are going to continue to be responsible for women, we reinstate certain traditional values in which women surrender certain abilities so that way men can take care of them and therefore be legally and socially and culturally responsible for them. I agree, that's a bad option. I don't like that one. So I like the second one, which is actually split into two more things. Either choose option A, women now have all the responsibilities of men and now are legally and culturally responsible for men. And when they don't do anything to help men, they're now charged in the same fashion that men are. That's right. Well, either, you know, that's option one. Everyone's responsible for each other. Men are responsible for women. Women are responsible for men. Men are responsible for men. Women are responsible for women. And wow, look, everyone's responsible for everyone. So God help us when, you know, you have those people who wander through life and never get anything right, and you're legally and financially and socially responsible for these individuals. That's option one, also known as communism. Here's option two. I like to refer to this one as the freedom factor. Men are no longer socially, culturally, or legally responsible to take care of women. That's right. No more chivalry. No more niceties. Men no longer have to deal with a woman because she's a woman. They're no longer responsible for dealing with women. They're no longer responsible for taking care of women. They're no longer responsible for essentially handling the shortcomings of women. So, you know, like, I legally am no longer required to assist you for anything. And I get to wander through life in the same way that women get to wander through life. I am protected by the legal system in the same fact that they are. I have the same cultural and social protections that women get. And I get all of this because I'm a man, and you're a woman, and we're all equal, so no one has responsibility for anyone. I personally like the second one. Because why am I responsible to take care of a woman who wants to act like a child and not an adult, but she's in no way responsible for me? And instead of having her be responsible for me, I would rather, if you want to take care of someone, you have the option to, but you're not legally, socially, or culturally responsible for it. And if this individual wants to just blow their entire life and be an idiot, no one cares. No one has to. Which means that you also pay for all of your own shit. Everything. Nothing is paid for by anyone else. If you want something, you pay for it yourself. I personally like this option because I think it's absolute crap that men pay for women's issues and women pay for men's issues. How about you just pay for your own shit and we call it a day? So this is my idea for a solution. If you have any comments, suggestions, arguments, discussions, I'd like to hear them down in the comment section below. If you like my video, please like it. And if you enjoy my content, subscribe to my channel so that way you can go ahead and get more content. If I haven't been demonetized by YouTube, I don't know why I would, but, you know, keywords and cursing and fun stuff like that and, you know, opposing opinions, I'd really like to hear more from you guys. So I'm a growing channel. I'd appreciate, you know, hearing back from you guys. To the two guys that are